Netflix's Polar director Teases sequel possibilities. Director Jonas Åkerlund has teased possible sequel ideas for the Netflix film. Adapted from the web series turned graphic novel from author Victor Santos, is based on the first film in the series and stars Mads Mikkelsen. In Polar, Mikkelsen stars as Duncan Visler, also known as the Black Kaiser, a recently retired hitman whose retirement is suddenly interrupted, putting his life at risk as a result. After discovering that his former employer has put out a hit on him, Duncan is forced to protect himself by any means necessary, all the while protecting his new friend, a mysterious young woman named Camille, Vanessa Hudgens. Åkerlund revealed that his adaptation is based off the first book, while also borrowing some elements from the sequels, and that there is plenty more story to explore if it's ever greenlit for a live-action sequel of its own. During an interview with Screen Rant, Åkerlund opened up about the possibilities of a live-action sequel. Considering that the graphic novels offer more stories to tell within Duncan's life post-retirement, he explained that fans have more to look forward to if his first adaptation ends up warranting more entries. When asked if there were any elements from the source material that he would like to incorporate into potential sequels, he said, "It's supposed to be based on the first book. And we also added some stuff that aren't even in the book, but we kind of borrowed a little bit from the second and the third book as well. So, we had the freedom of working with these characters as we wanted, and yeah, the Polar story has way more to give." Silver actually wrote 5 books, and there's a lot more stories in there, and the characters are great, so why not? While Åkerlund seems enthusiastic about returning for a sequel, the same can evidently be said for Mikkelsen as well. Though he didn't read the books until he got the role, Mikkelsen used to be a huge graphic novel collector. Before the world of comics and graphic novels became a mainstream medium, Mikkelsen collected his fair share roughly 20 years ago. Though Åkerlund didn't specify what parts of the story he'd want to cover in potential live-action sequels, the plot of the graphic novel's sequel, Polar, An Eye for an Eye, is a clear extension of the film's cliffhanger ending. In fact, without spoiling the film's ending, the events serve as a perfect origin story for a potential franchise, satisfying one character arc in particular that would no doubt be deeply satisfying for fans. Whether or not audiences ultimately get to see it on film, however, remains to be seen. Is currently streaming on Netflix.